Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ooh, we got lots going on here. Tabletop of the morning to you. I'm Fox, and this is the weekly roundup. So all the videos throughout the week that I've made on Tabletop News, putting them all together for you in this compiled video. So maybe this suits you better. You can just sit down, watch it all in one go, catch up on any little videos that you missed, and stay up to date on everything that's happening in Tabletop Wargaming. So enjoy. Tabletop of the morning to you, and whoo boy, humanity has become a railroad town. Corporate eugenics, inherited debt, and a de facto caste system had locked our species into a cultural and economical state. What the are we gonna do? Well, in 2257, a hole in space changed everything, as it does. On the other side, a microgalaxy, not that the size matters, located in the vast emptiness between galaxies, a little pocket, if you will. Hundreds of worlds encrusted with cultural and technological barnacles of billions of years of long-gone civilizations. For those who came before, this galaxy was a rest stop, a hideout, an oasis, a staging ground, but also a grave. But for so much of humanity, it was an opportunity. Oasis Tactical Salvage Reclaimation is a 6mm scale sci-fi miniatures game played on a 3-foot by 6-foot table between two opposing players. The Oasis is full of valuable salvage, artifacts from advanced alien cultures, as well as dwindling human supplies. Your objective is to extract more salvage than your opponent, or eliminate your opponent forces for a more relaxed salvage experience. Points of interest on the board represent likely locations where players may potentially excavate salvage. Once salvage is found and collected, players need to safely usher it into a transport and off of the battlefield. I don't know what that was, I'm sorry. Okay, admittedly, I don't know much about this game outside of three things. One, it looks cool as heck, and I'll show you some photos. And that's usually all I need to invest into a game. If it looks cool, I'll give it a go. But while I keep chatting, I'll hammer that point home with cool images. Two, the owner of another game company said I should check this game out because it looked awesome at Adepticon. Now that's high praise from competition. In fact, since then, 2 game company owners have told me that. And so many people I know who went to Adepticon said Oasis was their standout game. And 3, I've been working on my own Salvage Reclamation themed game, and it's gathering dust because I can't figure out how to do it. And then this game comes along that's done everything I was hoping to achieve. So now I can just play this one. So where can you get it from, you might be asking? Well, you can't yet, sorry. GameFound campaign is in July of this year. All the links that you need are below. It'll be providing physical models as well as STLs, and I'll definitely keep you up to date on this game because I want to be staying up to date on this game. So I'm going to have my finger on the pulse. If you want to hear more about it as news comes out, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tabletop of the morning to you. I'm Fox, and Star Wars Legion has a new full-scale war game mode coming. It was previewed and demoed at Adepticon, and this is their new 2,000 point game mode. Typically it was 800, then in the new edition they brought it up to 1,000 now, so it's like double that now. It's played still on normal Legion table sizes, and all the terrain is probably going to be much the same, but you activate full divisions instead of individual units. So when you activate a division, each unit in that division will activate. This game will go for 4 rounds, no matter what. And at the end, whoever has the most points wins. So that's nice and simple. There's new objective and command cards, but they are still working out the kinks of the game. The main feedback from Adepticon seemed to be that it's still early. There's a lot of units whose keywords and special rules just aren't relevant or don't work in this format. That'll obviously change in the future as more playtesting happens and more unique situations come up. But this will be a retail release. I'm not sure what that looks like. It could be something as simple as a pack of cards that you buy with the new missions and all that stuff and command cards, and then you turn your regular Legion games into these full-scale war games with free downloadable rules and a box of cards, or it could be full division boxes. Regardless, this feels like a net win for Legion players because now you can build your 2,000 point full-scale armies and play that game, as well as then just having a 1,000 point army with tons of different options. So AMG seems to be throwing everything at Legion now after their public statement saying it was going to be a focus game for them. So hopefully this is the start of more really cool additions to Legion. But anyway, I do daily tabletop wargaming news. So if you want to stay up to date on all Star Wars Legion AMG things and wargames, indie or otherwise, hit the bell. No, wait, subscribe first, then hit the bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tabletop of the morning to you, I'm Fox, and it's Wednesday, my dudes, which means it's Wednesday's War Game. Who would have thunk it? This is where I tell you about a game that I think you might like, or you should check it out, or at least be aware that it exists. And today, I'm talking about Full Spectrum Dominance, or FSD for short. This is a print and play game, which means all the materials you need for this game can be purchased through My Mini Factory, where you get all the STLs for the miniatures and terrain, as well as downloadable rulebook and other resources, all of it in the description as usual. It's a 6mm sci-fi wargame set in a completely unique sci-fi universe, created by the Lazy Forger. In fact, the Lazy Forger has made this game from top to bottom. Rules, STLs for the miniatures and terrain, all of this made by him, which is mind-blowing, it's crazy, because this is some of the most beautiful terrain and miniatures that I've ever seen. The sculpts are incredible. The fact that it's like a small 6mm scale game means you can print an entire army on a single print bed on your 3D printer and then play this game on your little 2x3 foot coffee table. It plays really interesting with some fun dice mechanics. The way that it works is you roll your activation dice and then you can assign those dice to your cards in the slots shown here. So for example, if this thing needs a 4+ and any of your dice that rolled a 4 or higher could be put into this slot to use that ability. Some of the abilities need multiple dice to prepare because those abilities take longer to do. So therefore you spend more activation dice to do those things. You can also spend activation dice to react, use supporting cards, etc., etc. It's alternate activation, big tick, combined arms, skirmish size game, which is great because although it is played on a smaller map with smaller model counts than other war games, it still has that feeling of full-scale war game. You feel like you're in a war, not just a little skirmish, which is cool. Now, although you could play on your 2x3 standard map, you can actually play on any size because one of the most unique things about this game is how it measures distance. It measures those distance in things called distance units. So you could play, for example, on a tiny map and just agree with your opponent that one distance unit equals 2 inches. So therefore, if a gun had 2 distance units worth of range, that would be a 4-inch range. So that's awesome. Games don't take too long. The rules are intuitive once you get into them, and they have some expansions for the game already. There's so many different factions already too, and they're all so unique. You've got the Tech, the Enlisted, the Conglomerate, the Union, the Reclaimed, the Corsairs, and now the Hive and the Detached in their most recent campaign called Swarm Mode, which included rules for solo and co-op. More information on that in the description because I've actually done a few videos on the solo and co-op mode and my thoughts on it on my other channel, again in the description. We actually focused on Full Spectrum Dominance for 2 months straight, so there's a ton of videos there, again, all linked. But it's not just a solo co-op rule set that they've added onto the game. They've created a whole new rulebook for it to make it really work, and I love it. I rave about it, as you'll see if you watch those videos. So hopefully that's enough to get you started or at least interested in the game. And if you want to stay up to date on FSD and other indie war games, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you and your pretty face tomorrow. Okay? I'll see you there. Aren't they just lovely? Tuning in every morning. A little coffee. Tabletop of the morning to you, I'm Fox, and Fallout Factions has a new 2-player starter set available for pre-order. The Battle for Boston retails for around 135 USD, which I think is like 7,000 Australian dollars, and comes with the rulebook, 12 Institute models, 8 Brotherhood of Steel models, all on hard plastic sprues with options, 4 punch-out sheets of terrain, which work out to be roughly like 6 small half-destroyed buildings and 2 bigger half buildings, and some low walls and scatter, enough to actually fill the double-sided paper mat they give you, so fill a table. Overall, I would say it's a little bit uninspired terrain. It's definitely placeholder terrain to get you through your first few games while you build up a more immersive collection of your own stuff. The quantity is great though. Unlike their previous starter set Nuka World, where you got like a couple of things that didn't really fill the table, this is fantastic. You also get over 100 tokens, dice, tape measures, all that stuff that you need. It's definitely a big win also that they featured a more Fallout 4 style starter set. and tweaked the campaign system in this rule book. So it feels like the start of a much bigger picture for Fallout Factions, because they're also releasing a crew folio that's also available for pre-order, by the way. Links, again, everything in the description. That gives you way more factions, sub-factions, campaign rules. You can use a heap of models that were originally only available in Wasteland Warfare, which is their other Fallout game, including, but not limited to, my favorite Cult of Mothman. So finally I can use Cult of Mothman in Fallout Factions. You also get new quest lines for the factions in this incredible full-page, full-color, 135-page rulebook. So if you like Fallout, this feels like a great time to jump in and grab that starter set, whereas established players can grab the crew folio and enhance their games and crew choices. So I'm keeping a close eye on this one, because I got Nuka World. I was a little bit like, the game was fine, but what I got in the box was just kind of like whatever. But this looks like a much better jumping point. Plus, Institute versus Brotherhood of Steel is kind of a bit more interesting to me than, again, the Nuka World factions that were in there. So I love that they're building this. I love that it could be playing alongside the Fallout TV show and just hyping people up and feeding this endless cycle of hype. I'm all about that, and I love the Fallout universe. So anyway, if you want to stay up to date on all Modifius titles and stuff and the Fallout games, you know what to do. I do daily tabletop news, tidbits, shenanigans. Subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's getting harder to read the paper. Tabletop of the Morning here. I'm Fox, bringing you daily tabletop wargaming news and other tidbits. Starcraft, the miniatures game, is getting shipped soon. Pre-orders close today, and hype is at an all-time high because delivery for these pre-orders should happen in May or June, depending on where you live. And then after that, we got lots of juicy stuff coming. So we are currently here in the timeline. As you can see, shipping is April to May, so I expect delivery will be May to June, especially for us Aussies all the way over here on our island. It'll definitely be June. So you'll be building, painting, and playing your first proper games, and then at the same time, bam, Wave 2 is here. Immortals, Siege Tanks, and Ravagers. Now, Wave 2 actually flipped my plans completely for this game. I originally told myself, Fox, show some restraint. I've got over 2,000, no wait, sorry, just order 2,000 points of Zerg. I've got over 2,000 hours of Zerg games on StarCraft 2 alone, so that's my faction, but one of the coolest units in the game to me, has always been the Immortal. So when I saw the Immortal would be out literally from day one, I also got 2,000 points of Protoss, because that's what you do. So suffice to say, I'm all in on this game. At least now I got 2 armies that I can paint up and do battle reports on my other channel, Hobby Homies, link in the description. Anyway, July is when I think this game is really going to hit its strides, really going to explode, because Wave 2 will be out, which gives more variety to the current game. People will be organizing tournaments, stores will hopefully have good support for the game, and actual good content will start coming out from YouTube and all around the interwebs. And then like excitement will just be at an all-time high. And then the very next month of August is like a massive Wave 3. Ravens and Nova for Terran, Defilers and Zagara for Zerg, High Templars and Tassadar for Protoss. A good terrain set with what I assume is going to be much needed ramps and high ground, based on the fact that it's called high ground. And then you can see what's going on for the rest of the year as well, what's got planned. There's like a narrative campaign, etc. Lots of stuff. Going to be wild. So I'm curious actually for other people. I want to know what people ordered. Are you playing Terran, Protoss, Zerg? Are they your favorite? Have they always been your favorite faction? Let me know in the comments. Or did you get multiple? Anyway, I just thought I'd make this video because it's been a long pre-order window and beta testing, and now it's finally closed, which marks the start of the shipping era, which has got me super excited, and I just wanted an excuse to talk about StarCraft, so here we are. If you want to stay up to date and in the loop with everything StarCraft, well, you're in the right place. Subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tabletop of the Morning here, I'm Fox. Another Tabletop Wargaming Kickstarter just launched, and this time it's the final edition of Planet 28. I've covered so many crowdfunded stuff lately, I feel like I gotta rename my channel or something, Kickstarter Watch or whatever, but that's just how everyone's doing it. Fair enough, makes sense, especially for these indie titles. Now, Planet 28 is a sci-fi fantasy skirmish game that originally started as like a little 12-page zine in 2020, with the focus on just being a toolkit that anybody could use to create their own games. In fact, if you go to Wargame Vault now and search Planet 28, you'll be overwhelmed with the amount of content that exists for the game, both fan-made and by the actual creator. So what do I mean by toolkit? Well, in their own words, Planet 28 is a toolbox system inspired by the work of miniature kit bashers and scratch builders. It provides players with all the tools they need to create characters with any miniatures that they have in their collection. And the aim of Planet 28 is to play games not just with the minis you have, but with the minis you want to play with. So with the character creation rules, you can create anything from a lowly mutant wielding a rusty club to a four-armed, power, armored, laser-wielding radioactive death machine. The core mechanics are quick and easy, with actions being resolved using simple D10 action rolls. You simply determine the skill against your characters, then roll under their skill value. Simple. Of course, there's far more to the game than that, with rules for morale, intelligence, off-table actions, between-game upkeep, character progression, squad actions, vehicles, injuries, and more. There's no end to the ways you can use Planet 28. So this Kickstarter that is happening now, by the way, link in the description, is for the hardcover second edition with extra stuff. The second edition already came and went by popular demand, and now it's back. This is your opportunity to get it in hardcover. And this feels like a great bookmark in the game, as the creators have talked about using this Kickstarter to build new expansions for the game too. So basically, with so much stuff out there for Planet 28, you can grab this massive hardcover edition for the rules and then be up to date, ready to go. Anyway, I just thought I'd let you know. That's my job after all, bringing you daily tabletop news and all that. So if you're new here, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. Wow, wasn't that great? Anyways, if you like this format, give the video a sub, like. Making daily tabletop wargaming news channel be difficult. So if you want to consider supporting me on Patreon for $2 a month, that'd go a long way. Otherwise, there's other stuff you can do. You can subscribe, like, comment, tell your mates, but only tell them if they care about tabletop wargaming, else you're just gonna look weird, I'm gonna look weird, they're not gonna understand what we got going on here. So anyway, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you tomorrow.